So we don't know what path anybody's going to have to take to get where they're trying to get. But Duke looks like it has fewer obstacles, theoretical, than anybody else. The number 2 seed in that region is Alabama. Grant Nelson is coming off of injury. They say he's going to be okay, but they weren't sure of that, and it's unclear if he's going to be able to play in the first round. So just like Duke is battling a Cooper Flagg thing, Alabama's got its own thing. Simply put, Duke with Cooper Flagg is the most talented team in the country. Duke without Cooper Flagg might still be the most talented team in the country as it pertains to NBA prospects. There's probably at least 3 other first-round or possible first-round picks in the 2025 NBA draft on Duke's roster right now. They're 6'5" and up at every position. They prioritize length in the recruiting process and have built a team. There's a really good story in The Athletic right now where they talked to John Shire about this collection of people he uses for counsel, and it's Brad Stevens and it's various other people that either have Duke connections or NBA connections, but they sort of have taught him or helped him understand how they go about roster building in the NBA. And one of the things Brad Stevens emphasized to John Shire is you'll never regret having length at every position. That's what we did in Boston. And that's what they're doing now at Duke. If you look at the starting lineup, it's 6'5" and up everywhere, and it's why Duke is one of the favorites to win this whole thing. And I think the theoretical path the committee gave them makes it where I got Duke to the Final Four pretty quickly in my bracket.
Is this a likable Duke team? Someone asked me this the other day. Like, will this be one of the first Duke teams that really isn't hateable other than the fact that it's still Duke, but it feels like some of that hateration has waned off?
I think some of that goes away with Mike Krzyzewski, because he just sort of, before
he
we
embodied
even,
it. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, everything about him brought those feelings out from other people, and John Shire just isn't that guy. Like I've known John, I guess, since he was a player, but I've got to know him when he was an assistant coach at Duke, and I'm just telling you, if you knew him, you would like him. Mm-hmm. If it were us 4 and John Shire sitting down having a beer, you guys would enjoy him. You'd be like, man, that's a fun guy. That's a good guy. That seems like a sharp guy. So he doesn't carry himself the way Kay carried himself, just in the little things too. You might not remember this because it wasn't important, but like Kay, for whatever reason, would never do halftime interviews. Like he was the one head coach who was just like, this is beneath me. I'm getting to the locker room. I will not stop and talk to Aaron Andrews or anybody else. And that fed into who does he think he is? Mm-hmm. Like if Rick Pitino and John Calipari and Bill Self can do these interviews, why can't he? And that just that might have been the 50th thing that made people hate Duke, but it was on the list of things once you already started hating them. Yeah. Well, John doesn't embody any of that. They still have, Cooper Flagg's parents in the crowd going viral, so that can lead to some hate. We'll get there. I think probably the Duke team is so unfamiliar, and John Shire's not Mike Krzyzewski, that people just don't walk around hating Duke all the time. And it's not like Duke's been ranked number 1 all season and all that stuff, but we'll get there. There'll be a moment where Cooper Flagg does something, Cooper Flagg's parents will go viral again, and the whole world will be like, I hate parents like that, and I remember now, I hate Duke too, F Duke, go whoever, and yeah, we'll get there, but I don't think we're fully there yet.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.